Hello everyone, it's the Asset Stacker. Today is Friday, February the 28th of 2025. So tomorrow morning we'll be starting the first day of March. This year is already flying by to me pretty quick. But I'm coming to you today because I had a really good day today. I scored I purchased more gold today. This is my largest single gold transaction so far in my stacking, my whole stacking career, really. As you know, I started gold last year, and this is my second year of stacking gold. But I went to a coin show today. I went to the Tennessee State Numismatic Society, I believe is what it is. It was in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Today was the first day of the show. So if you catch this today and you're close to the Chattanooga area, I recommend you go to the show. It lasts through the weekend, so March the 1st and March the 2nd. It is free to attend, but you won't get out of there without spending some money, I'm pretty sure, especially if you're on the hunt like I was today. Tried something new. You see here, this was my name tag from the show today. Put my channel initials on there, and it kind of picked up a little bit. People were calling me Taz, so I actually had been thinking about kind of doing something like that, going by that name. Some of you guys call me Asset, and that's fine. I'll go by whatever you want to call me. But Tuli in a live stream one day called me Taz, and every time I'm in a live stream with her, that's what I see her in a live, she calls me Taz. So I kind of like the name. I wrote it down as my name on the thing, and it seems like people could understand. Like I said, people today at the show were calling me Taz. I didn't want to put my real name on there, just in case I did some recording. I didn't want everybody, to take a chance on everybody finding out who I am as far as my real name. But that being said, just like any other coin show I go to, I start my day out in the morning before I leave. I want to find out what the gold prices were and what the best price that I could find online for 1/10 ounce gold. And as you know, I'm stacking the 1/10 ounce American Eagles, the Maples, and the Britannias. This morning before I left, the best price I could find online, the absolute cheapest 1/10 ounce Eagle, was $322.11. I'm going to leave this sheet in the screen as I show you guys what I got. The cheapest Maple that I was able to find was $316.45 online. And the Britannia, the cheapest one, was $313.94. That being said, I always use this as my guide. It is my goal when I go to a show to try to purchase gold cheaper at the show than what I'm able to pick it up online. So that being said, I went into the show, got there a little bit before it opened, and I could not, I got there about an hour early, so I just sat and waited. And when I went into the show and found the first table that I come to that actually had gold. They did have the American Eagles, and they were wanting $320. So still cheaper than online. But it was the first table that I went to. And then I went down about 3 or 4 more tables across the aisle, same aisle, but across the aisle from the first table that I found gold. And I found a gentleman that only had one of these, but this was a Maple. And looks like it's a 2009 Maple Leaf. And I asked him what he was wanting for it. And of course, gold was down a little bit today. But again, online, right before I got to the show, the cheapest Maple was $316. So when I asked him what he would take for his Maple Leaf, he told me he would take $290. And to be honest with you, there was no sense in me even trying to negotiate that price any lower. So I purchased my first piece of gold in the show. And like I said, this was the only one that he had. And I wish that he would have had more. I probably would have just got out of the show pretty quick. If I could have spent every bit of the money that I had at his table, I'd have bought all that he had. At least if he, would have been the same prices. But I did pick that up. And again, you look at the difference in the price. I keep telling you guys to go to these coin shows, and you can find some really great deals. A random date. So I could have got a 2009 online. Who knows what they would have sent me. But the random date, cheapest that I could find was $316.45. I got this one for $290. This time I went prepared to the show. I actually carried my Sigma machine with me. I asked him before I bought it if he cared if I tested the gold. And he didn't care. I tested the gold, and it tested good. So I picked that one up. So then I went around to some more tables. And like I said, there was a lot of people that had gold. Most of them were wanting $300 to $320. Originally, my thoughts going in is I like to try to get as close to $20 under the cheapest online price for the day at a coin show. I want to try to negotiate or get it for $20 per 1/10 ounce less than what I could get it online. This one, I actually picked it up for $26.45 less than what I could have bought it if I bought it online. But I was finding eagles. There was a gentleman that had even a proof eagle, and he offered it to me for $300. There was a lot of people that were wanting, like I said, the first guy was wanting $320. I think the next one I went to, his prices was $309, I think is what he said he would take for his. But all that being said, I still had a lot of show to look at. So I continued to look. I didn't buy. Come across a table that had 4 American eagles. I asked him what he would want for them. And he was kind of looking at the price, and he was like, well, I see that gold is down today. And he was just kind of, trying to figure up in his head. And I thought, well, look, I said, I'll tell you what. I said, if I was to buy all 4 of these, would you be willing to sell them for $290 a piece? I mean, it never hurts to ask. That's what I paid for this one, even though this is a maple. And the gentleman said, yeah. He said, I'll do that if you buy all of them. So again, I asked him if he cared if I tested them, and he was fine with me testing them. And they all tested good. So I gave him $290 a piece for all 4 of them. So that means I picked up a ½ ounce and had only been there for, well, maybe 30 minutes after the show actually opened up. And so I still knew that I carried enough money with me to buy some more. So I continued to look around, and I kind of have been wanting to do some collecting of just the numismatic side of things. And by the way, it did look like all 4 of these eagles that he had, every one of them were 1998s. So in case you were wondering what the dates were. But I'd been thinking about starting a collection of slabbed, graded, like mercury dimes or something like that. So I was kind of on the lookout for that as well. But I don't know. There was just something about today. I was like, I really need to stay focused on gold and not spend the money that I had on other stuff. These 4 American Eagles, I got them for $32.11 under the best online price that they had this morning. So, I mean, like I said, just in these 4 coins, I saved $120 by going to the coin show. add another $20 for this one, and that's what I'm getting, or $25. That's what I'm getting at, is you can pick up some great deals. But like I said, I knew that I had enough money to buy a few more. So my goal is to try to fill these tubes and complete my tubes of 20 as quickly as possible, because I'm ready to move to the 1/4 ounce size, and I'm almost there. So I continued to look. I did not buy any silver at all during this show. I just tried to stay focused. Had another third of the show to look at, and I thought, well, I'm just going to try to find really more maple leafs or more Britannias. And the reason why is because in order to complete my 2010 or 2025, the 1/10 ounce gold that I needed starting in January, I needed 7 eagles to fill my tube. I needed 8 maple leafs, and I needed 8 of the Britannias. At the fun show in January, I purchased 2 of the American Eagles, and I purchased 2 of the maple leafs and 1 Britannia. So I needed 5 more ASEs, and like I said, I picked up 4 of them, and I need 6 more maple leafs, 5 more after this one. So I knew that I could buy a few more, so I just started looking really for either maples or Britannias, and came across another table. The guy was really nice, super awesome guy. We sat and talked for a little bit, and in his case, he did not have any Britannias, and I'm finding that, and I knew that the Britannia is less common in the U.S. than, say, the maple leaf, but I was only able to pick up 1 at the fun show. And not to say that there was only 1 there, but by the time I ran out of money, I had already purchased these up here, and that one I just kind of stumbled across, had enough money to buy it, and bought it. That being said, I didn't see any Britannias at all at this coin show. I did run across this guy that had 3, and I knew that I had enough money for 3, especially if I could negotiate with him to get these 3 for the same price that I bought these. And so I did ask him what he was wanting, and he told me that he was asking $300 a piece for these. And that's, again, that wasn't really necessarily a bad price. It's $16 cheaper than what I could have bought it if I'd have ordered it online this morning and stayed at home. But I asked him, I said, how many do you have? And he looked to make sure, and he said, I've got 3, and these are the 3 that he had. And it just so happens these are also 2009s. All 3 of these are. And but I was like, well, I said, let me ask you this. I said, if I buy all 3 of these, would you be willing to take $2.90 a piece? I said, that's what I've been paying for them at other spots today, and I've bought them out of what they had, and I need a few more to fill my order today, and if you'd take $2.90 a piece, I'll buy all 3 of them. And he kind of sat there for a second and thinking about it, and he said, yeah, I believe I can do that. So I also purchased these for the same price that I did the others, and I picked up 3 more 1/10 ounce maples for $290 a piece. So you can do the math and find out how much I saved by going to a coin show. And again, like I said, yes, you've got the expense of driving to the coin show. This coin show is about a little over an hour away from me. It's not a big deal, and I enjoy the shows. I enjoy meeting people, and I enjoy the process of just the talks and the communication. In fact, the hour that I sat out and waited for the show to open up, I sat out there and talked to a man that his specialty, what he does is he buys like US 1,000, like $500 bills and $1,000 bills, and that's all he does, and he flips them. And he was telling me the process of how he does it and what kind of money he can make doing it, and it's amazing. So Something paper money is paper currency, something I know absolutely nothing about. But that being said, I do know a little bit about gold, and that's what I was there to get, and that's what I got. And I was able to pick up 8 1/10 ounce gold pieces today. And so I get to mark this as well on here. So what I needed were 7 to complete my year and to move on to the 1/4 ounce. 1, 2, 3, 4. I bought 4 more today. So I now only need 1 more eagle. So I'm hoping I'm going to be going to another coin show here pretty soon. I think there's one in Gadsden, Alabama, here in a couple of weeks. I'm going to probably try to go to that one, and who knows, maybe I'll take just enough money just to fill the ASEs and be completely done with that tube. But I also picked up these 4 maples. So again, I add that, and I only need 2 more of those, but I still need 7 Britannias. And like I said, those seem to be a little bit harder for me to find in my area. So I'm hoping I don't have to go online to get these, but if I have to, I will. But anyway, that's what I picked up today, and I highly recommend you guys go to a coin show near you. See what you can do to get some deals. Like I said, $290 a piece. I saved $32 times 4. And then right here, I saved $26 times 4. So I've saved a couple $100, better than a couple of $100 today. So it was well worth my trip to go to a free coin show. I did not spend $200 in fuel to get there. And I even bought breakfast. So I still come out to the good. So I do highly recommend that you do that. But I do get to add these to the gold purchase treasure chest for 2025. And for me to only be 2 months in, this treasure chest is starting to look pretty good. I started out last year, as you know, I only was purchasing 3 1/10 ounce gold pieces per month. But this year my goal is just to try to focus all my efforts to try to get that filled as quickly as possible so I can move to the 1/4 ounce. But I do appreciate you watching. I know this video is getting kind of long, but again, I appreciate it. Go to a coin show. Don't be afraid to ask what the best prices they can do. And then sometimes if you get that gut feeling that you can negotiate a better deal by buying in bulk, do it. They want to make money just like you want to save money. So they're willing to negotiate most of the time. And it's a fun way of doing it. And it's made my stack grow tremendously. And my stack of gold, of course, gold prices have been going up over the last year, and I have actually got less money in my gold stack than what my gold stack is worth right now. So definitely trying to negotiate things out is definitely worth it. But I do appreciate you guys watching, and remember, you build your wealth one asset at a time. So keep stacking.